Wait for Sri.
Yeah. Okay. Hi, welcome to today's Learning by Saying, 21st of July. And today we have a great young speaker with us, Kian, who's going to take us to explore new areas of life. Over to you, Kian.
Hi, today I'm going to share about responsibility and ownership. This isn't just about having a job or just making enough money to support yourself or your family. It's about taking responsibility on everything that happens in your life. It's a hard concept. The first time I read it in the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, I couldn't accept it. I felt like I it's not possible to blame everything on myself, you know. It's just too big and too heavy. But the next day I was in the car in a traffic jam. I was thinking, how's this traffic jam my fault? But then I tried to think about it, and if I had gone out earlier, then maybe this I wouldn't be in this traffic jam. So it's something. And a few weeks ago I revisited this concept at the training I attended. um, they told us that everything that happens to us, there's two versions. One version is the victim version, and one version is the responsible version. So, in the example just now, when I was being frustrated in the car in the traffic jam, I was being the victim. It's easy to be the victim. So there's nothing you need to do. Just sit in the car, get angry, and when you get to the office, maybe you talk to someone about it, and he will tell you that he also had terrible traffic, and you just talk. You have his sympathy, you have his attention, and you give sympathy and attention, and both of you have each other's approval, and then you talk some more, get some pity party going on, and you just leave. In the end, nothing happened. Everything is still the same, and after a while, you start feeling hopeless, helpless, and just angry. But the responsible version of the story is that I could have chosen to go out the house earlier and avoid the traffic. Being responsible is a bit harder because you have to take the blame first, and you will feel that you're doing something bad, and you will look bad in other people's perception. But after a while, you start to realize that it's nobody's fault, and you start feeling like more powerful and in control because you can change whatever the situation is. You can take action to change the situation. Like I said, you can choose to go out earlier, and then the result will change, and you will feel better. You'll feel in control, and the next time something else happens, you will know what you can do, the choices you have, and being responsible, you can change that your action to change the result, and even your emotion, whatever you're feeling at the time. So for this concept, the most important thing is that you don't blame anyone. It's also the one, naturally the blame goes to you, but that is also wrong because if you blame yourself, you'll feel bad, and you'll feel bad, and then you just sit there and nothing happens also. So you're being a victim of yourself. So we don't want that either. You can feel bad, but take the time to feel bad and just move on. And so when you're first starting, you will be aware that you're doing a lot of things as a victim. You will do something like sit in the office waiting for your boss to tell you what to do, and your boss doesn't pay attention to you. You feel like the victim. Why doesn't my boss pay attention to me? And when that happens, you just be aware that you're being a victim, and slowly, you will start realize that a lot of things you can take control of, and you will take control of it, hopefully. So, um, and that what is also important is that you realize there are a lot of choices you can take in every situation. It's just that you're picking a choice that is best for you at the time, that you think is the best for you at the time. You can always pick a choice, but be aware of the consequences. Like if you don't like a job, what are the choices you have? You can either quit your job or you can keep doing it to earn money. So the consequences of quitting a job would be you don't have the money and you cannot support yourself. So instead of being the victim here, you can say, I choose to work so that I have enough money to sustain my lifestyle. So that will make you feel powerful. Instead of saying, I have to go to work every day. If not, I cannot eat, cannot do anything, cannot have fun, I won't have a house. So it's a different perspective on something. Mm, yeah, that's about all I have. How many minutes? 7 minutes. Okay. Q&A. Hello?
Sorry, I'm still unmuted. So is there anything more you would like to share about your experience with, like any other instance, or
Mm,
I
it's
mean,
really hard. It's for me. It's
how much do you believe in that, or how much have you progressed?
at this point, I don't blame anyone for anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I really just if I did just a few seconds, but then I realized that it's really no one's fault. Everyone is doing the best they can in another sense, and you just move on.
What
For
is
myself,
the okay? Go ahead, go ahead.
it was it was hard for me at first also because
Mm-hmm.
you you will blame yourself at first and you will feel bad but in the end the reward is that you feel powerful and in control. So I choose to be responsible so that I can be powerful.
Okay.
The alternative is that you be the victim and you just keep waiting and waiting for the situation to change. Like you're blaming this guy, this like your life partner for being a asshole, and then you keep waiting for him to change, and he won't change because there's nothing happening. So maybe you can take some action. You can leave him, or you can talk to him, communicate with him, and maybe something will change then.
Okay, so I have a question. So when when now we are talking about this, right? We don't have the emotion, you know, uh, related to the situation, right?
Hmm.
But when we are in the heat of the action,
Yeah,
very angry, right?
yeah.
So what should we do? I mean, based on your experience, because you said now you don't blame people, right? So maybe you have maybe some ways or some techniques or something. So how could we go about it when we are angry or disappointed or something like that? Yeah, in the
You
situation itself.
yeah. You will still feel angry, but after some practice, you will quickly like get over it. Uh, your emotion is also a choice. If someone makes you angry all the time and you keep letting him make you angry, the emotion will just keep growing every time you meet him. If you choose to ignore him, maybe he will leave you alone or he just won't bother you anymore because he can keep talking his stuff, but you will just ignore it.
So what is the action? What do you do in that situation?
Just choose to.
Like you tell yourself
Mhm.
inside in your head you do something, or you have some technique, you do something else, or I don't know, maybe there must be something happen at that moment, someone someone, maybe your boss scold you, or yeah, let's say your boss scold you, then
Yeah.
yeah, then you feel unjust or something like that, right? Then what do you do?
So at the time you will feel like you're powerless because he's your boss. You cannot do anything, right? So you just sit there and then you accept it. And then it's like, what can you do to change the situation? Did what your boss said, was it correct? Can you change next time? Do something else better? What he said was just feedback. It's not good, it's not bad. It's just something about yourself. You notice it and then you change. That's the responsible version. Just to accept what he told you and then you take action to change it.
Okay, so if you say, let's say, I language, means you are saying that I will sit down there, okay, I will accept. Then after that, I will reflect on my own. Is that what you mean? Then I will look into like, is it right? Is it wrong? Or something like that.
No, it's not exactly like that because
Not like that. Okay.
no, there's no right or wrong. It's just what you choose to do.
So what does it mean? Like, okay, now he comes over, he scold me.
Mm-hmm.
Then what do you mean I choose to do? I
You
need to
can
respond.
choose.
I need to respond to him, right? I need to
No,
respond, or I need to I don't know, defend myself or something, or I say okay, I accept boss or something like that. Then you go when you
yeah,
are not with him, then you do something, right? I mean the actual steps or something can happen. You get what I mean? For example, some people maybe have a breathing skill technique, like meditation,
mm-hmm.
or inside they tell themselves something. I don't know. Maybe I mean just if you have experience, you can share the steps that you do. Your strategy, your
Yeah, for
strategy.
okay, I
Yeah,
understand. For myself,
get it?
is like you
Yeah.
said, I just accept it and then I reflect on it. I just accept the feedback. If you defend yourself, it means you're either rejecting it or you're not ready to accept it yet. So I don't actually defend. I'll just nod and then I'll say, okay, I yeah, and then I'll reflect back on it. And if I choose to accept it, I will change. If I don't, it will keep going like that also.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Kian, for sharing. I think it's a good thing to think about when anything that happens in our life, I think we tend to always blame the circumstance and blame outside. And I guess somewhere we need to start taking ownership of our contribution towards it. That's what I'm getting. That's one thing. Another, maybe like you said, the expectation that we think that, what we expect from another. Maybe if we stop that and we just look into ourselves, then we might find the answer. Something like that is what I've understood. So thank you so much for sharing. See you all next time. Thank you, Zung. Thank you, CT, for joining
Thank
us.
you,
Yeah.
thank you
Miss
everyone.
Sri. Thank you, Dong. Thank
Bye-bye.
you, Ken.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you, Kian.
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
See
Sri.
you.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.